Man, I ain't gonna lie, I was ready for this video. I cannot lie, I was ready for this video. Cause boy. But anyway, before I even start, welcome back. This is 601 LDTV. And let's talk some football.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Boy. Golly, bro. I honestly, I'm glad I waited till today to record this video. Cause I'm gonna try to slow down because I just got so much to say, and I'm gonna go over each game. But before we talk about week 3, let's talk about week 2. Was it Thursday? I think that was Thursday night football. Oh no, it was Monday. It was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. I think and I might have to go ahead and pull out the ESPN. But if I'm not mistaken, it was the Texans and the Buccaneers. Make sure I ain't tripping. Yeah, it was Texans and Buccaneers, and there was Chargers and Raiders. I mean, I keep saying Rams. I mean Raiders. Now, I'm not going to spend too much on the Chargers and Rams game, mostly because I fell asleep because I wasn't finna stay up all night for that game. I'm on this. I was on that Chargers and Bucks game. My God. Somebody saying CJ Stroud some help, and I'm not gonna spend too much on this game because week 3 I got way more to say about week 3 than week 2 because I spoke mostly about it already, but I didn't watch. I made it on Monday, so when these games played, it was already over with. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Buccaneers, they, sure, I ain't gonna count. Just send CJ Stroud some help, man. Buccaneers played a good game. Baker looking like a good QB. CJ Stroud, fucking ass. But hey, hey, I'm gonna just go to week 3 because it's really week 3. And let me slow down because this is why I'm so lost of words with this. Week 3 gotta be like the most craziest week of football I think I've seen in a minute. Like, to see how a lot of these games turned out, man, is really crazy. The Sunday I had to witness and experience and to endure and to tolerate and to suffer through all that shit. It's like that was just different. I was different, and I and I can say for a lot of niggas, bro, we did not expect that type of Sunday. This week of football been a wild week, and it's on a week 3, bro. We got hella more weeks till then. But anyway, man, let's start with the first game on that Thursday night football. 31-21 Bills Dolphins. Bills played a hell of a game, man. And I ain't gonna lie, man. When you look at it, when you really if you really watch the game, bro, Tua is not it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Tua, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, bro. But he's not that QB. He got Tyree and he has Waddle. And he does nothing. He has a decent Ladarius, a decent half good team. Like it's okay. It's manageable. It's doable. But I get it, nigga. To get the ball back in the fourth quarter and to they was running up the field last couple drives. They were running up the field, doing okay. You think they finna, okay, they might get a cut. And what did Tua do? Bruh, threw a pick. Now, Who fault it was, I don't know. It just looked like a great read from the linebacker, I think, who caught the pick. Like, man, I think he was trying to throw the Waddle, and Waddle did like a curve route. I think a curve. Okay, now for football people who don't understand what a curve route is, it's like 5 yards, I think, and then you just come back. It's like a curl. I think that's how it is. I ain't play wide receiver, by the way, so if you did, correct me. But like that's what I think had he was trying to do. And it's like he had two people covering him already, and then the linebacker just came, picked it off. Last drive, of course, and then that sealed the game for real, I think. But yeah, man, that shit just terrible. Terrible. Tua 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Now I will give him this, and it mostly because of that run game. I would say that run game did pretty decent. It did and then the defense too. Also, I think kind of, but that run game was helping. And then that the rookie running back they have, Melvin Gordon. I think he from Texas. I think he was out from Oklahoma State. That boy right there. That's a dog right there. So they got. Hey, I like the little the other running back they have, Devon. I like Devon. I think that's how you say his first name. I like him, and I like the power back and Melvin. I like that duo. That's a good duo. Of course, they still got the wide receivers. I just don't like Tua. I don't think Tua is that guy for them, bro. Just to me, not a good QB, and it's just like when it, like you know what I'm saying, when it was time to win a game, you found the way to lose it. And so, off that, bro, I just can't. I don't know. I just can't do it with no QB like Tua, bro. He just ain't. To me, he's just not a winner. But Josh Allen, 213 yard passing yards, 3 TDs. James Cook had a hell of a game. They was feeding him 19 carries for 108 yards and a TD. Just good, just a good, well team. And I ain't gonna cap, if them and one other team that we're gonna talk about later that I think like they really like one of them ones. Okay, maybe three. Out of them three, it's kind of to me it's kind of all in the air, and I may change it up maybe from what I'm thinking about, but from what I can tell, it may be like three teams that you can see like really that team for real. All the other ones, man, like I said, rough week 3, bro. So anyway, first game we got to talk about the Jets and the Buccaneers. Not too much to talk about, honestly. Just a really. I mean, the Jets had the backup QB Tyrod Taylor. What did he do? 197 yards, 2 TDs, a pick. I think pretty decent or whatever. Did all right, but nothing too spectacular, of course. But they did. I think fourth quarter they blocked the field goal, scored, and was really, finna win. And then Baker, he just came back. Baker, he really been playing good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he really been playing good. This is like the third game he had in a row where like he had to like come back or like do something and end up getting his team to win. So Baker did good. 233 yards and a tutty. He did good. I can tell. Oh, I've been dropping this mic for a minute. I don't know. But I could tell that boy Baker Mayfield, he likes that Ricky wide receiver they have. He was a good pickup from this last year's draft or this year's draft or whatever. I can tell that man he liked throwing to him, and that I tell you that boy got some hands. I like that wide receiver over there. So whenever Mike Evans get done, I think that team is still in good hands with the wide receiver. But I think he got hurt, and I think Mike Evans got hurt too that game. So I don't know what's the availability gonna be. I think Mike Evans out for longer. But so I hopefully they still stay on track. Like I said, they almost lost to the Jets, but Baker found the way to win it. So shout out to him. One another upset, man. The fucking Panthers 30-0 Falcons, man. Hey, shout out to that boy Bryce Young and the Panthers, man, because I ain't have no hope in y'all boys. I really thought Michael Penix and them boys were really finna find, we're finna find a groove that game and really get shit going and win. Because the Falcons, like Michael Penix he made him play good against the Vikings last week, but the first week, Cuz played pretty cool. I'm over through for 300 yards if I'm not mistaken, and like I think he played pretty decent. In this game, not at all. Cuz 170 and 2 picks, and then I think he got benched too for Cousins. So it's like I'm not gonna lie. Everybody has bad games, so it's not like you need to rush him out. But I can over here tell he probably not the same. He's not the QB of the future for them. At best, a backup QB, maybe. But I don't see I don't see the hype behind him. I think they making it. I think they doing what they doing just because they got a good running back. Because Bijan, he's at least a top three or top five running back in the league. So to have him on your team is always a plus. And then you don't have a bad receiving core. But Falcon fans, you need to find a new QB. He's not that guy. Cousins not that guy. So I don't know what you're gonna do there. Maybe you play Cousins again, see if he get his groove back. I don't know. But right now they wanted to. And guess who else wanted to? The niggas who whooped their ass, the Panthers. Boy, I ain't have no faith in them boys. Now Bryce Young, he didn't throw no touchdowns. He went 120 yards passing. That's about it. And just I mean, it was another mid game by him, but he did run a touchdown in. But if defense was doing this thing, it was just a lot of stuff went Panthers way, and it was a division game, and when division rivals play each other, you don't never know how these games go sometimes. I'm yawning or whatever, bro. But regardless, like hold on, regardless though, like still a win is a win. Like I said, them boys got 30 yards on them. The boys got, I mean, not 30 yards, 30 touchdown, 30 points, bro. I'm tripping. They got 30 points on them. Played good, elite, played all right, whatever. Falcons, Bengals. Now there was a game I was surprised about because both of them is playing with backup QBs, but Jake Browning. Well, I was thinking. Well, honestly, I was thinking the Bengals was gonna take this just off the performance that Jake Browning had off the years or whatever. And I know he's probably like the risky type of QB, but I thought he was pretty good, especially with the talent that he has on his team. Like you got one of the best, if not the best, receiving core in the league. So it's like, how can you fail? Well, they only scored 10 points this game. And the Vikings, they didn't have their starting QB. I think he's out for a while too. And they got Carson Wentz in. Now he was a proven vet who didn't play before, but I ain't seen him play in I don't know how long. So I ain't really put my trust in him. I know Jay Browning was just playing last season because Joe Burrow got hurt early in the season. So it was just like I was just going off of that. But anyway, it was 48-10 Vikings. So, Vikings won, of course. And yeah, like I said, Jay Brown and 140 passing yards, a TD, and 2 picks. Man that threw 5 picks in 2 games. Terrible. Well, how many? Yeah, how many touchdowns? I think he threw. So he threw 3 touchdowns and 5 picks in 2 games. That's unacceptable. But he's a backup QB. and they really, from what I from what I watched, they don't really have a run game neither. They don't have Joe Mixon anymore, so I don't really like. I don't really don't know how they gonna find one with the weak running backs they have. They don't have a very good running back core, and they don't have a good line. So it's like their offense is pretty mid, like for the most part, honestly. And then you got Carson Wentz who had a cool game, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, and only missed 6 passes. Like that ain't bad. And Jordan Mason, I think, is he a rookie? No, he ain't. I feel like he was on this team before. Yeah, I think he was on this team last year. He ain't a bad running back. He from Georgia Tech, but he ran for 2 wins. Just a good game all around from everybody. It seemed like, and it went. The Bengals didn't have no answers for the Vikings, honestly. But Steelers and the Patriots. What was it? Now this game was good too. A very defensive type of game, you could tell. But A Rod still playing good. I'm not gonna lie. A Rod been playing better than what I expected because of how he played against the Jets. Like I didn't really expect too much out of A Rod at this age because I think after this season, I think he done with. And then at that point, it's like you know I kind of just thought he was like I know I wouldn't say he's a backup quarterback, but I just felt like the way he played last year, it kind of gave backup QB energy. Like he just wasn't like I know he wasn't gonna be Green Bay Aaron Rodgers, but I just figured that he'll be like just somewhat better. But I'm not gonna lie. So far this year, with the Steelers, he has been playing all right. Now it's still a long season, so these performances right now look good. But can you do it all the way to February or whatever playoffs are? I don't know, but still looking good. Still, really no kind of run game for me, honestly, but. They did all right. I mean, they did play against Drake May. He's he's okay. 268 yards. We're like 268 yards, 2 TDs, an interception, some cool stuff, some light stuff. Nothing. Well, I don't want to say too light stuff because I'm not gonna lie. That ain't bad for a QB like him. I don't know if this is first or second season with them. Let me look. Okay, this is second season. Okay, well, I mean, from from what I can tell from what the Patriots been doing, all right. I mean, they still, the Patriots, but I know they have been doing a little bit decent. And oh yeah, you can tell Stephon Diggs, you can tell he kind of lost his footing. It's just a very mid Patriots team, but from it was still a close game, but the Steelers pulled it out. So good shit with them. Good shit with them. I still feel like they're a bottom feed playoff team, but they should be all right. Colts dominated the damn Texans, boy. 41-20. I ain't gonna lie. Giants fans sick, boy. You get Darius Jones, you pay him all this money, you give up on him because whatever. You trade him, you release him, whatever. He goes to the Colts. Coach, he the truth now. I don't know what it is. I think I saw a stat the other day like this team, the Colts team has only punted maybe 1 or 2 times during this 3 game stretch. That's less than niggas was doing for years and years and years. And them boys really moving. They 3-0 too. Like they looking good. They one of them dark horses that people not really talking about, but them boys is eating. Jonathan Taylor is still healthy. They got Michael Penix Jr. And I know that I forgot the other dude name, but they got a pretty solid offense. And then they got a pretty solid defense. And honestly, I think like I said with the Texans, it's gonna be tough for Cam Ward, man. He just don't have a lot to play with. he just don't have a lot to play with, and that's that's just what comes with being the first round, first pick. You're not gonna have all these accessories and all everything that all the other players have. So I mean, he just working with what he got. He trying to make lemons to lemonade somehow. But end of the day, he played all right. Ken Ward played all right. 219 yards, rushing touchdown, and of course he threw a pick too. Daniel Jones, he 228 yards in the TD. Real good real good game from them. And Jonathan Taylor was really the reason, because that boy went off. 3 touchdowns in the game for 102 yards. Only touched the ball 17 times, 3 TD. That boy had a field day. I think he had a game like that. And see, what people don't really realize is that I forgot. I think it was preseason or something. Cuz played the Packers or somebody, and Cuz went off and hit like 5 touchdowns that game or something. Like Cuz was going off, and I really feel like them Cobras is a dark horse team that nobody's talking about, and they really coming up and they showing niggas, man. They really is. Not gonna lie, they out there outdoing themselves for real. But listen, I know we going. I'm going through all the other games quick because these games they some cool games, but they ain't the games that everybody talking about. We finna get there though. But first, let's talk about the Jaguars and the Texans. I'm gonna just go off the limb and say these two things, and it's one for each team. For one, I don't think C.J. Stroud is as good as we thought without Tank there. I think having that other receiver option like that along with Nico Collins, because really on off and really the run game that they had, because the run game they have now, like I get the line issues and I get other things like that, but you can kind of sort of figure out a way to get to bypass with a weak line. Maybe not all the time, but maybe a little bit. Bro, these guys don't have no well probably I don't know why I said one, two things, because I have a lot to say about the Texans. But for one, they don't have a run game at all. Nothing to nothing can nothing for nothing for not what I was about to say, bro, I was in the lost track. Like they don't have nothing for Nick Chubbs on this offense. Like I think right now he's getting old with age. His legs old. Hold on. I I forgot where I left off at. But Nick, the Texans don't have a run game with Nick Chubb. He's not the same Nick Chubb anymore. You can tell the injuries are catching up. They just not doing it no more. Well, I mean he's not able to do it anymore. He don't have that same type of physicality and that just same type of I don't know that what was that? I mean that like that real mean streak about him, like he was kind of running with the Bears, like it's kind of Browns. I mean, like you can just tell like age and caught up to him. He's not really that same type of running back. C.J. Stroud, he was like I said, 204 yards, a touchdown, and I think that touchdown was probably it was really a blown coverage. If I'm not mistaken, was it that game? No, I'm thinking about last game. But CJ did throw one touchdown. He threw it to Nico, but if no, I thought I might be thinking about the same game because I think how he got it was just like a blown coverage, and I think Nico was just wide open. I think he just ran it in. Whoop de doo. But the whole time that offense couldn't really move the ball, couldn't really do anything. And CJ Stroud is not looking like CJ Stroud in his rookie year. He looks uncomfortable, like his mind's not focused on the football for real, like football and making accurate throws. This man, one of his picks, Cuz was wide open and Cuz overthrew it straight to the cornerback who was right. maybe like 3, 4, 5 yards behind who you trying to throw it to. Like, no, don't do that, bro. Trevor Lawrence, like I ain't gonna care. Watching this game, both QBs sucked ass. Nobody played better than the other person by far. Terrible game for both QBs. Trevor Lawrence had 222 yards and a pick. Nothing to be excited about there. He's definitely garbage water too. Both of their asses are really garbage. And Travis Hunter now, I get it. He does do some little things good, but it's like the type of hype that most number ones would get, he's not really getting. It's a lot of other rookies in that draft who's getting way more talked about and doing. I would feel like contributing way better than Travis Hunter is, and he plays two positions. He plays on offense and defense. It's like you don't really hear much about his impact or anything in the game, and for the most part, it feels like there's not one anyway. It's like he's just like when he's on offense, just like he's just there, and on defense, I mean, he does a little bit better. I wish they could really play him more at defense, and then like occasionally or certain situations or certain against certain teams, throw him against, put him against a cornerback, put him on offense and let him do a couple little things. But like, it's just I don't it's like I don't get it. It's like they trying to like do how Dion was doing with him at Colorado, but it just ain't working. They have to find some way for him to be locked in on one position and hone in on that one so he can elevate in that skill because to be honest, it don't feel like he's elevating with any of them. It just feel like he's being very okayish at both positions, and I just don't get that whole Travis Hunter thing. But uh, yeah, like I said, really a terrible game by both QBs, and really a slow game. And it was like the Jaguars were trying to give it up, but the Texans they just proved they was the trasher team. They just proved like, nah, we don't want it. And so yeah, so Jaguars 2-1, but that's a very fluky 2-1. So don't mind that. The game that everybody want to talk about, the Eagles and the Rams. Not gonna lie, that's for one. This was one of them ones for real. Watching the Eagles come back, watching the Eagles come back, after a very shaky first half. Not gonna lie, like the the first half the Eagles had looked terrible. No, they couldn't get really nothing going on, and then the Rams were just being cool. They were really on that shit. And then for that second half, for it to be like a whole switch, and then it for it to end with a block field goal for a touchdown, it's just like that aura and like how the Eagles are playing as a team. It's like like I told you, they one of the ones. They right up there with the Bills. They just it's like they know they finna win. They play like it and whatever. The only thing I say about the Bills is that I don't like their defense that much, and I get it because I think they did lose a couple guys in this season, so that's why I was kind of low on them. But I mean they still 3-0, and the Eagles 3-0. The Rams didn't play a bad game at all. Matthew Stafford, for him before that last drive, he got him all the way up there to field goal range. He threw for not 196 yards, 2 TDs, and a pick. He played very good. The running back Williams, he played good. And like I said, I like the duo with Puka and Devontae. I think that's a real good duo to have right there. That's not a bad one. I wish if Devontae was a little bit younger, you couldn't tell, bro. The Rams would be one of the ones. If Devontae was a little bit younger, they'll probably be one of the top teams under this. The Rams played pretty good football. Jalen Hurts played good football. 3 touchdowns. No, 4, because he ran one in, 226 yards. AJ Brown did his thing. Devontae Smith did his thing when it was time to. Everybody just stepped up to the plate when it was time to step up, and that was a good game with the Eagles and the Rams. Not gonna lie, and for it to end with a block, field goal for a touchdown, that's just like the chef kiss. That's all that game needed, and that was like one of the ones that than definitely better than this that Monday game I'm finna talk about. But anyway, the Raiders and the Commanders, not too much on. I'm not finna, and what I probably I keep on dropping this. What I'm probably finna start doing, I'm not gonna spend too much time on like the other games, but like I said, I think Daniel Jones, not Daniel Jones, Jaden Daniels, he was out, and they had a backup, Marcus Mariota. He played today, 207 yards and a TD. Run game was doing good. Defense played good. Uh, Raiders just not doing too. The Raiders just it's Gino played a better game. He did have 3 touchdowns and 289 yard passing yards. So he definitely had a better game statistics wise. But nobody's scared of the Raiders for real. And Ashton Gentry, he's gonna have to turn up. He's gonna have to show why he was the second runner, for running, for Heisman, because he was talking, he felt like he should have won in this, then the third. He did something ain't nobody did for, whatever. And even the big leagues, and yeah, I get it. He probably do need a better line, but it's like, okay, so what, bro? Run that ball. He had 17 carries for 63 yards. Whoop de doo. Like, I don't know. To me, he just basically looking like an average back right now. I'm not gonna lie. Another disappointment. Browns and the Packers. Browns and Packers. Terrible, terrible game from the Packers. I think these boys got a little bit too carried away, and what game they have next, because they play the Cowboys next Sunday or whatever, or yeah, whatever they play. This Sunday or whatever. And I think they was more worried about that, and they just probably thought the Browns were just gonna, they were gonna let them walk all over them. No, they was mad about the Ravens whooping their ass. They weren't finna let two teams do that in a row. And them boys came back somehow, some way, and won 13-10. Not a good game for real, honestly. Like, and that's why looking at it now, you can tell that the Packers, they finna let some niggas down. They going to this only week 3, but I can already tell they finna let some niggas down come when it gets to postseason. They're not finna show up. They're not. They letting you know the highs, and they letting you know it can get real low real fast. And I had them as one of them teams that really, that you just had to watch out for. But after witnessing them lose to the Bears, Browns, I have nothing to say about them and that team. That they just ain't that team to me. Joe Flacco, I'm not gonna talk about Joe Flacco. Push the door in, but yeah, he did whatever. But just what I'm saying, just it was really just a slow game all around. And I honestly wasn't even paying attention to that game. I was like, it was like 10-3 one time. I was like, and I think it was like third quarter. And I'm thinking like, man, this over with. Them boys finna win, and the Packers gonna win, whatever. No, 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 no. Anyway, Chargers and Broncos. That was a better game. Chargers played good. Justin Herbert still he's one of them other teams. They look good. Justin Herbert's playing good. He's playing almost MVP level up there with Justin Herbert. I mean, just Josh Allen. He's playing a good. Just an all around good game. But if I'm not mistaken, they was down. Yes, they was down. I think if I'm not mistaken, they was down at one point. But Falk came back. If I'm not mistaken, they scored. yeah, scored a touchdown or kicked the field goal. I really stopped watching the game after a while. But not just like, from what I did see, just like Justin Herbert, he's just that type of QB. He been progressing ever since he been in the NFL, and I see why the Chargers haven't gave up on him yet because they see it too. And he has a lot of weapons at his disposal too, and he's really doing it with them. But I still like Bo Nix. I do like that Denver defense. That team is still a cold team that people will have to put respect on still. But Bo Nix is playing pretty good, for his second year. And as long as he got Sean Payton as QB, he's gonna have a chance, at starting and at least getting better. Not gonna wait too much time, but Seahawks whooped the Saints 44-14. Delta ass. That's all that was. Honestly, defense played a big game. Offense played good. It was just like at that point, what can you do? It was like as soon as it was hut, Seahawks knew they were finna win anyway, and I wouldn't have doubted no way. The Saints ain't talking about shit. So good win by the Seahawks. 30-point win, or ever how much it was. So good for them. 49ers and Cardinals played. I'm kind of mad about this game, and I say that because I was just talking shit like why they don't pass it to Marvis Harrison Jr. And then when game on the line, they pass it to him, and he's dropping it wide open, dropping it, bro. And I seen his post game interview, and I saw he was all emotional, man. Shut all that bullshit up. Shut all that bullshit crying up, man. You is a wide receiver, bro. You was supposed to use your daddy's son, nigga. Show out, bro. Like, yeah, you should be crying, bro, because your daddy one never did that. I bet he got like old niggas in family, like, or whoever, they be like, your daddy. I bet he get tired hearing that shit. But it's true though, because man, pay attention. I think he was just so ready to run, and it was close to the game. I know he was just ready to get on the field and do his little move or whatever, but slow it down, bro. And I said why they don't. I asked why they don't throw it to him. I see why. Game on the line, 49ers down. This is you. This is you a bust, and you drop it. You drop the ball. You the reason why they possibly could have won. But regardless, 49ers played decent. They of course, I think they kicked the field goal to win. Whoop de doo. Mac Jones played decent, I guess. Just a all around defensive type of game, but neither offense really got to really moving for real. They really was shutting down both offenses, kind of. But of course, 49ers prevailed. So, oh man, I just saw what next on the list, boy. I almost had flashbacks, bro. I almost had flashbacks. Bears and Cowboys. Boy. Cowboys is ass. I think if you ain't seen the game, I'm probably not going to spend too much on it because honestly, I thought I was gonna have so much to say on this video, and I just Cowboys, they just that and they just this. I learned to understand, bro. They been ass. So how you gonna get mad at a team for being ass when that's all they know how to be? I can't get mad at them. I just really just thought they weren't as ass as the Bears was. I thought the Bears were more ass with Caleb Williams. I thought he was through it. This man threw for 4 touchdowns, going crazy, just doing whatever he wanted to with that defense. That defense looked like it couldn't slow down nobody for nothing. No runs, no passes, no nothing. Gave it up. Just gave them all the yards they wanted to. And so with that, they got beat 20 points by a team, or however many points by a team who they know isn't even finna make the playoff this year. That's how you know the Cowboys are finna let y'all boys down once again. These little early losses is foreshadowing what's gonna happen in the future because there's no way. There's no way you should be losing to the Bears. There's no way. The Lions whoop them. The Vikings came back to whoop them. And you mean them two teams could do that? And then here comes the Cowboys with Dak. I know CD got hurt, but you still got George Pickens, and you got all this talent around you. And you mean to tell me you still find a way to not just lose, but to get blown out by the Bears? It's like it would been one thing if it was a if it was a match and them boys were really going at it. I probably still would have hated it because I'm like, damn, like I ain't really see this, but like nigga, when you get blowed out by him and then that he throw fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm exaggerating, but he throws 2 picks, and then the backup comes in. Did he want to throw another pick? It's like, bro, at this point, at this point, what are we doing? That's really what you gotta ask yourself, because I in my mind I just didn't think the like they would be on the same level, and that's what I was saying about the Packers. I think they were just more worried about playing each other this Sunday than what they had last Sunday, who they had to face, because they should have been focusing on that. Because both their asses got whooped by two teams they know is not making the playoff, who is terrible as hell, and is in rebuilding mode for real. Like to lose to these teams, that's terrible. That goes to show you. That just goes to show you. Hold on. All right, I'm back. My last mic had died, so I don't know what part that it cut off on, but regardless, I'm like I said, I'm not redoing nothing. But anyway, long story short, Bears ass, Cowboys ass, and for some reason the Cowboys found the way to lose. Sadly, Chiefs, Chiefs and Giants, bro. The thing about this, and I'm gonna try to wrap this up pretty fast. Uh, Chiefs, Chiefs, just found the way to win, but that team isn't the same without their two wide receivers, and Patrick Mahomes. He's just not being real Patrick Mahomes right now. He being real kind of. He's just being real kind of vanilla. Just not really the same Patrick Mahomes that we always seen. He's not really being that type of QB that And but the Giants, they just trash. I don't know why they had Russell starting for as long as he did, and he had that big game against the Cowboys. So that didn't make it no better. But they should have been started that Ricky, should have been played him and tested him out. Russell Wilson is not a starting QB for no franchise. I don't know who or what made y'all believe that, but he been washed up some years ago. I just let it go. He was done after he left the Broncos, or really when he was on the Broncos. That's when he was really done. Nigga still gave him a chance, But regardless, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. But they're not a good team, and I'm glad. I'm glad I had just now seen that they finna bench him and start Jackson Dart. So I'm good with that. They should have been there at that anyway. But yeah, like the Chief, like I said, the Chief just found the way to win. Patrick Mahomes, he just being Patrick. But even at 22-9, I know it looked like they would put belt to ass, but they barely put belt to ass. Like through the grace of God, they put belt to ass, and you know the better team won. But lastly, Monday game against the Lions and the Ravens. Boy, 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 boy. Lamar. And I think I said that in one other video, bro. Lamar. And I love Lamar. But like I said, the Ravens just don't win in big games, bro. They just don't. They find a way to lose every time. Every time they find a way to lose. It doesn't fail. And their defense is trash. I'm not gonna lie. The way they was running on them boys, was ridiculous. The way they were just Jameer Gibbs, Dave Montgomery, he told that bit like he was what team he was on before. Don't tell me, don't tell me. He was on the Bears when that boy was on that boy told that bit like he was back on the Bears again. For real, that boy, he was really doing it, bro. Like just watching that whole game, and then for him to really put that stamp on him like that, like that just like that last touchdown they had, that last drive. I know the score looked different, but that last touchdown they got was through the grace of God, boy. I don't know how they did it, but it was that game was the game and the score show two different things. Actually, watching the game, you can tell the Lions were the better team defensively, offensively, just everything was way better. And Derrick Henry, boy, your ass is washed, boy. I don't know what it is, bro. You done fumbled game one, you fumbled again. You costing your team the damn W's with that fumbling shit, bro. Hold the ball, do something, bro. Cause these boys are really just aiming at you, punching the ball out, and then it. And it seems not to fail, bro. They just know what to do. And I think I saw him be all emotional on the sideline, like, damn, bro, you been in the league too long, bro. I don't know, man. It's just like you do it at the most worst times, and maybe I don't really know. I really can't say enough for Derrick Henry. But he was one of the reasons why they lost the games. The O line one of the reasons because Lamar got sacked 1,200 times. Like protect him, and then even when he was scrambling, like he was trying to find a pass more than he was just trying to run it. And that's what I was telling people, somebody the other day. Like I miss Lamar who was gonna run it, who was like full nigga, and I think he does that. But I think nowadays he try to be more of a QB than a athlete. I think he does try to sit back and of course, he's still Lamar, but I think he's always trying to find that pass, which I'm not going to say just a terrible thing, but like some moments I just want Lamar to like turn that shit off, nigga. Win the game. I don't give a fuck if you run for 200 yards and only pass for 10, nigga. If that's what if that's what you can do in the game plan, do it. And it just feel like they was all off a chord that game. Nobody like from offense, from the head coach to the team, from everybody. It just looked like they was not in it, bro. And to play like that at home was not good. Was not good. Very disappointing, and it was. And I could say so much about all these teams again, but like I said, this is just a review. I know most people have already watched it and got with their shit off about it. But me personally, it was a crazy week, and to see everything that we saw and to really watch things pan out, it just goes to show me that it's only so many teams. I would say the Lions. To me, the only team that you really would want to pay attention to is the Lions, Eagles, and Bills. I think those. I know the Lions lost against the Packers, but it was first game, and to see the Packers lose to the Bears, I mean Browns, just goes show me that they can get caught slipping at any moment, and it's over. And I know the Lions didn't do too good last year, but they looking great this year, and it's been a lot of great football. Honestly, not as far as how I thought the games would turn out, but just like how it's being played, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. Great week of football. So I'm ready for week 4. Week 4 got some key games, and I might post like a video of me giving my predictions out. But for anyway, if you stay to the end of the video, if you enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully week 4 of football is way better because I didn't expect none of this for week 3. But anyway, NFL expert LD out.